Hey y'all, long time no hear from. I'm pretty bad with posting content, but I am who I am, so no apologies. But I did want to share my ongoing project. This is little garage apartment that we have when we first initially purchased this property. This was going to be where my son would stay, but it's way too close to my house for my comfort. So we kind of kept it empty for a while, and at one point my niece had relocated here and she was staying here, and she actually kind of moved in before I could really do the renovations and the changes that I wanted to make to the apartment. But it was fine, it was livable, but I knew I wanted to make changes. So I'm just kind of getting to doing some renovations, and I kind of wanted to share that with you. So this is kind of like a 1-bedroom studio apartment. Let me see if I can turn this camera around. I can't, I don't think so, because I already started the video. But nonetheless, you can see in my background a little kitchenette area. I've already kind of ripped this kitchen apart. Initially, I was going to replace all of the cabinets, but luckily we did purchase this property from a builder. So a lot of the stuff that he did, while unconventional, and I mean unconventional by today's standards, because we just like big box, kind of low quality stuff. That's what we're used to. But a lot of the stuff he did was more traditional building, like taking pieces of wood and assembling cabinets, not going and purchasing cabinets in Home Depot. So nonetheless, I decided, instead of kind of ripping out the cabinets and putting in cheaper versions of that the wood was pretty good and it was pretty solid. So now I'm just refacing. I'm refacing the cabinets. I'm keeping the box, basically, as you can see, the shell. And I also decided not to even kind of get rid of the cabinet doors. They lack style and all of that. You can see they're just kind of like plain slabs, but you know, I got a plan for that. So I decided to save myself some money, as well as kind of invest in some other things. Take that money and invest in some other things, since this is pretty solid. So I've already started on that. We're going to kind of outfit it with a new countertop. And I got some new appliances in here. Before it was just kind of like, you know, toaster oven, microwave, but we're kind of upgrading this space so that someone can actually cook a full proper meal in here. I won't go into the details of the other space, which was pretty much done. We're just kind of painting and decorating it. But in the bedroom here, one of the first things we did was we actually installed some nice brand new ceiling fans. There were already ceiling fans there, but they weren't modern and they didn't have light. So thank you to my husband, he installed these ceiling fans. So we have some air circulation. I'm going to get to this bedroom at some point, but my major project, and that's what I want to share with you, is redoing the bathroom. And when I say redoing the bathroom, I'm still pretty much talking about not a major renovation, but just kind of upfitting the space, putting some nice, more modern touches to it without kind of like ripping out everything. Again, the things that were in this bathroom are pretty solid. The cabinet vanity that he built was pretty solid. Didn't make sense to pull that out, as well as the vanity top. But I am kind of refacing and pimping out the doors, installing new fixtures, including my light fixture project, which is a first for me. You know, just doing some paint. I decided even not to kind of pull out the shower area, just kind of clean it up, you know, modernize it with the faucets and the fixtures and some other little things that I will share. Like, as you can see, we even have like this 1990s style heater on the wall. I do want to remove that at some point, but that point will not be today. So anyway, this is my next project, or my now project. I'm actually planning a retreat here on Pebblebrook Farms very soon, and some of my esteemed guests who have already purchased indoor lodging for that retreat, you guys are going to really love it here, because this space it's just it's kind of like being up in a tree house. It's so much light, but it's very private. It's very serene when you kind of look out the window. If you look this way and you see my beautiful garden, don't look this way where you see kind of like the other stuff that we kind of do here. We got a lot of stuff. In other words, that view isn't going to be as peaceful, but just close the blinds. You're going to love it.